Head stream 10/21/2020, and yeah, doing this on Wednesday tonight. Had a bit of a stomach bug yesterday, so I decided to chill out, let that pass, so that we can be in good shape for a better time tonight. Just 1 second, I'm getting the stream chat up here. Yeah, tonight we're doing Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly Part 3. And yeah, I think, oh man, we had just explored a little bit more of the village and had gone down some of the streets, into some of the side houses, and we ran back into Mayu again, had another sequence where we were controlling her, watching her skedaddle down the road under the possession of God only knows what influence. And we're chasing her once more. So, yes. Let's see. 1 second. Evening, Space Hamlet. It's good to see you again. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. If you happen to catch a gust of insomnia, please feel free to come back and stop by. I mean to take you up on the offer to edit the audio for the podcast. That's very generous of you, and you could do a good job from the podcasts that you do on your own. So, yeah, sorry I have not gotten back to you about that yet, but I do intend to. So, thank you. On the reading this week, have continued going down the rabbit hole of Arnold Toynbee's experiences, these sort of memoirs. This is a weird catch-all book that I don't know what the genre would be. Autobiography is the closest thing I can think of. It's certainly not linear, and it is, in many ways, he writes about his life in terms of themes and the experiences that kind of accrue around a particular theme. Like, for example, the opening section is about Greece and about how he received 3 educations through Greece and because of Greece. One, of course, being his Latin, Greco-Roman upbringing in university. The second would be a year he spent there with Oxford and how much of current events he came to know through living in Greece. And the third is through meeting a man, Constantine Diodoxus? I don't remember his name exactly, but he invented a science called acoustics, which is a study of human habitation, specifically as it relates to buildings merging with an environment and an ecology, and fitting into that, which is aesthetic and architectural, but also has a basis in science, both in terms of what is best for a given landscape and also in terms of human psychology and what kind of spaces people need. And it is intended to be based in science. The material is dated, I think, 1969. I was able to find a copy of Acoustics first edition on eBay for $15, which was kind of a steal because the book's out of print, and the closest I can find to it on Amazon is like $80, which actually, on that theme, Toynbee's signature work is A Study of History, which is a 12-volume set. It is a look at 26 world civilizations over the course of history, specifically looking at their rise and decline and trying to find common elements among them. 10 volumes of that, an 11th volume of maps, and a 12th volume of errata. And the cheapest I can find this, and I'm not even talking like a reprint, the cheapest I can find this is $800, because apparently it's not being reprinted, which is just insane. You can find the abridged version, which is dropped down to 2 volumes, like for $15, but I mean, and the abridged volume, to be clear, does have Toynbee's blessing, so it's not like it is not authoritative, but still, I want like the core thing, so that's a little frustrating. On the note of multiple volumes, Toynbee's, one of his stories managed to go in the direction of a guy named Saint Botolph, and this is a very strange spelling. Let me see if I can hold this up in a way that'll register. It's B-O-T-O-L-P-H. I've never seen that name before. And this right here, Lives of the Saints, is a 4-volume set that is a comprehensive listing of all of the lives of all of the saints in the Catholic Church up until the point that it was published. And so each volume is about this thick. You can imagine it's quite a lot, arranged by year. And yeah, the entry on St. Botolph is, very sadly, leaves off at the most interesting point. He, like many saints, had, local relevance and did a lot of work for the church, a lot of charity work, and things like that. So he's one of these sort of like more provincial holy men who developed a reputation as much beloved and then later had a cult consecrated after him. But the most interesting thing for me as a reader and somebody who is not one of those provincials, yeah, he began to build the abbey in about 654, as we learn from the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, and soon gathered round him a band of disciples. We read that they suffered harassment from the evil spirits who had formerly haunted the district, and then it just leaves it at that. And I'm like, I really need clarity on this. Please don't go into. Yeah, otherwise, St. Botolph, except for 2 recorded journeys, appeared to have led a peaceful, uneventful life among his brethren until his death in 680. And I'm like, okay, please tell me about the evil spirits that were harassing them. Everyone wants to hear that part of a saint's life. But, yeah, this is an abridgment and is good stuff, but sadly leaves out a lot of the stuff that it considers superstitious, which your opinions on saints being what they might be might seem silly, but the author himself does go for, I think he has like 3 tiers of evidence. One is historically attested, appears in heathen literature. The second is sort of like multiply attested, seemingly supernatural pieces of evidence, and then third, which is outright folklore. So he's, like many Jesuits, has a very sharp, analytic, rational way of approaching it. But yeah, he and the Bollandists do good work on that front, to whatever extent you're into hagiography, which I, as an amateur, am, because it's a very neat intersection of Christian and prior heathen mythologies overlapping in the medieval era. But on the note of a different medieval era, we have a medieval town to get to and its attendant ghosts. Yeah, oh, it is fascinating. It is an area of study that often gets passed over as being anthropologically interesting at best, and it is indeed that. But the stories arise through this combination of happenstance, archetype, and whatever reconciliation the local heathen culture was able to make with the church as it came in. And so you wind up coming out with something different each time, even if it's based on a similar archetype. It's really fascinating stuff. What are you doing? Oh, I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to pull up my Ethernet cable. Speaking of interaction with a heathen element, hold on a second. Hi. Yeah, how good can you be? There you go. Yeah, that's the piece of popcorn that I fished out of your mouth the other day because you can't digest that. You know what? We'll leave you be. So, Fatal Frame. Where'd my controller go? There we are. Our volume's pretty good. Evening, Dustin. It's good to see you. Got my eye on you. This is very surprisingly heroic music for how this game feels. I don't think at any point in this game do I feel as heroic as that music sounds. Oh, Jesus! God! Right at the start. Okay. So what I thought, the image that I had in my head was the sounds of the footsteps were like a ghost or something, and it was like some sort of atmospheric sound effect on the floor above, because I know that I'm on like a multi-tiered, multi-level staircase. And then Mayu just walks into frame, and I did not expect it. It scared the hell out of me. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, good. That's good. That's good. It should stay there. Oh, all right. Good times. Mayu, in the future, I request that as you walk around, you should say every 5 steps, I am Mayu. Step, 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 step. I am Mayu. Step, 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 step. Exactly like that until the end of time. And yeah, how are you doing, Swimmy? It's good to see you. It's weird. Ghost map. Come on back over, cursor. See, that fix it? That's weird. Okay. This controller is actually pretty crisp. The springs are good. But maybe it's got a little something on its mind that it wants to share. Okay, what does my inventory look like? There's some good news on the channel front. The associate status has gone through. Diamond link key, that's it. Associate status has gone through, so a kind of a custom icon thing is going to be forthcoming and whatever kinds of bells and whistles that allows. I don't even understand how that works, because I have not for one moment seriously ever considered monetizing my stuff. Seems like a big hassle. But in this case, it's not really for the sake of monetization. It's for the sake of having some of those neat, fun things that you could do on a stream, so that'll be on its way. Got to spend your evening struggling with streaming software. Is it this one or another for a stream of your own? All right. I think the diamond thing is downstairs. Yes, it is saying you can subscribe. I functionally have no idea what that means, because my knowledge of Twitch remains fairly elementary, despite having used it twice weekly for the past almost 6 months. That's something I should probably look into. Oh, right. This was the room where I got serially harangued by old Papa Ghost, as I'm sure he is. Got your SNES working with an RGB SCART, and it is beautiful. Oh man, that's interesting. I have run into similar problems trying to get resolution. Oh no, 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 this is the room I definitely don't like. To get resolution past some of those devices for lower res hardwares. Alright, my flashlight's dead. Let's just get used to our controls here. Good, good. Could change it to 4.3, but that makes it look stretched and hideous. You know, something that I've done, it depends on the... I don't know, I was able to... depending upon whether or not you're using OBS, I know OBS allows you to adjust the resolution or the screen ratio in the software itself, which is what I do for this, actually. The input for this game is actually widescreen 1080p, but I've got it fit to 4.3. Is this my door? Okay. Cloth hallway, storage room. All right, let's head upstairs and see if that's where we need to go. Okay, there is a door that has not been opened. Is this our destination? Oh good, a demonic statue in this village. Perfect. Among the carefully arranged books, one book in particularly clearly stands out. That's a good narration for... Whoop, come back. That's a good narration for finding one particularly lore-focused item among many items the same one, where your character just sort of happens to come down and pick it up. That action right there, of picking out a lore-relevant piece of writing from a bunch of scraps and burned papers, is probably the most regularly occurring serendipitous luck that in any other context would seem so dramatically forced. But I think because we're just expecting the real narrative is push button get thing, the fact that our character is picking this thing up out of several on the surface identical items just completely goes past us, and we're willing to accept it. But it happens so many times that if it were dramatized every time it happens, it would just look like really lazy, right? Shrine maidens of the past and future, made into crimson butterflies, return from the asterisk as guardians of the village. Those that become butterflies ascend to heaven, parting the skies above, inviting the light upon us.
Everyone's dead. It's our fault.
There's a board attached to the surface, probably a puzzle for future use. Mayu's actually reminding me of, what is it? Is her name Elena? She's the female support character from Silent Hill 4 who gets attacked by Walter, and you sort of help her injured through the rest of the game as kind of an escort thing. The more damage she takes, the more cursed she becomes, and she begins muttering, weird demonic possession things. I can't think of any other instance where an escort character does that under possession. An outsider visited with perfect timing. I'll use him for the hidden ceremony and pacify the asterisk. We must ensure he doesn't escape before that. Okay, so that's Takamine's associate, who Takemine apparently visited this village with. In the Crimson Sacrifice ritual, the Shrine Maidens become one again. They become a deity and appease the asterisk. The latter stays here watching over the human world. The first shall pass through the asterisk, calming their... they're using ladder in a weird way, where I think it's referring to, contextually, the second of two items above, but I think it's actually referring to which of the two twins is born first, which has its own ritual significance. Kind of a Jacob and Esau thing. Oh wow, a lot of carefully arranged books standing out. The gate to hell is called the Red Asterisk. Gaze not upon the blank. Eyes that glimpse the blank will be blinded by the blank. Speak not of the blank. The mouth which utters blank will be made speechless by the blank. Listen not to the blank. Those who heed the blank are turned heartless by the blank. Very Fight Club set of rules. Which actually, in turn, kind of says something interesting about what Fight Club, that whole thing, triggers something actually very primitive in our minds in terms of a taboo ritual. Alright. If the blank rumbles on a year without the ceremony, a kubasi is needed. A kubasi is an outsider made into a Buddha and offered to the blank. The more they suffer, the greater the calming of the... Okay. So what I'm putting together from this is that a year had gone by that they were delayed on doing this hell-appeasing ceremony, and Takemine's, I'm just butchering those vowels, Takemine's cohort arrived, was chosen by the village to suffer, become a Buddha, which sounds very euphemistic in Deadly, and then offered as a sacrifice, kind of as an amplifying spice to the ritual that then later failed. If the ritual is not performed, the blank will open. Inhuman riches shall burst forth from the blank. Villagers will be engulfed by the blank, and the sky will be plunged into darkness. The darkness will spread over the land for generations, awakening the blank. We must think of this disaster as a repentance for our failure to fulfill our duty to the blank which grants us life. We must accept that this is the reason for our existence. So, have to save the world and prevent it from going into eternal repentance, which sounds like something a little more permanent than our sort of purgatorial notion of repentance as something that ultimately ends. 1 second. The unrepentant is ready to leave. All right. Yeah, cats are great. I love them. They're my favorite creatures. They know how to sleep good, they know how to stretch. Ooh, that's a neat angle. Nothing to really look back at, though. Dustin, why don't you have cats? You removed the board that was blocking the door. Okay, where does this place me? Oh! Okay. I see. This connects everything all together. I do see something that looks kind of interesting, that I did not notice because of the camera angle. What have you got to tell me? Nothing, it seems. Master's room. Beyond the lattice, you see a narrow space and a small door. Maybe you can get there from some other room. This looks like a staircase? Or some sort of balcony. This room is directly above the entrance. I could have sworn that this gave me a description before that indicated it was a puzzle, but I guess not. Oh no! I'm sorry, where you live now doesn't allow pets. And yeah, I do hope you can get one again soon. Did I just leave? Okay, there we go. What are you looking at? Oh, nifty. This was an accident. When the twins were born, I was miserable knowing that they were doomed. They were raised freely without pain or sadness. They say the pain of the blank never stops. The elder sister must kill the younger. Okay. So, birth order does matter. Yeah, everywhere that I've moved, the availability of cats has been a key priority. I only had one when I moved into here, and we'll be leaving with two. All right. This is where we're going. Ah, Jesus H. I'm gonna turn this volume down a little bit. Fine line between atmospheric and deadly shrill. Two cats and a dog. Yeah, I agree. That having had cats and dogs myself, much growing up, I agree they're totally worth it. Layer of dust on the ashes and the culprits here. Something must be reflected in a very small amount of light. I cannot imagine that there's a lot to reflect here. Oh, camera, please catch up. That appears to be a consistent decision that they're making with the camera angles in this one. All right. That's a basement that I'm foolishly going to wander down into, but before I do, I want to finish exploring this room. Oh, Jesus. They're not even properly jump scares. And they're getting me. Long ago, a visitor to the mountain village became a ceremonial sacrifice. When the veiled priests captured one, they said things like outsider and kusabi. What exactly is the nature of the hidden ceremony? The key the twin girls gave me must be for the side door of the house. Okay, so his ghost at the time of that appearance is when he is captured. And they're trying to help him free. Hidden in a cave under the Osaka house. Maybe this is the cellar in the passageway. Okay. So, I'm wondering if that is what I'm going to find down below. Light and shadow. Oh, weird. Kind of a anti-door. Door that looks surprisingly modern compared to many of the others here. All right, let's go down to the basement. For some reason, even though that jump scare was not directed at because it wasn't directed at my character, it didn't freak me out. The idea of using the camera to protect or escort is interesting. This looks like a room with plenty of place to run around. Quick turn has been replaced with take a camera shot. impressive pillar. Looks like it was carved from a single large tree. Actually, I'm wondering... I know nothing about pillar construction, but I'm wondering if pillars could be carved from anything other than single trees at that time. Provided it's not like stone or something, which I guess could also fall under the same requirement. Square mouth of the old well gapes open, too dark inside. Switch this out. I hear something out of my left headphone, which makes me think that there's somebody else here. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, this should do it. Anybody else? Okay. Now that's weird. That ghost creates a lot of ambient sound, so the whole like ritual chanting is all around me. I think that's the only ghost so far that has an ambient sound effect and doesn't like locate or doesn't give away its location with it. But we should switch that out. One of the design elements of the character design for that particular ghost that I really like is either the piece of cloth or a piece of paper that is rigid enough that it doesn't conform to the contours of the face and it's just this flat sort of plane in front of his face. I'm assuming that there is enough like light that shines through to enable the person wearing it to see, but the fact that the face is just blanked over, not even with a conforming mask, but something that sort of takes its humanity away and leaves this weird geometry, is very, very, very disconcerting. It's effective. Hammer design.
Do you think we can leave through there?
Okay. On the note of hammers, I've been playing a lot of Mario 35 lately, and I think that would be fun to stream because man, all those years playing that as a kid in our basement is
Really running away.
really paying off. Okay. Looks like there's nothing else down here. In fact, a game or two of that might be a good palate cleanser after streaming some more Fatal Frame tonight. Yeah, Mario 35 is brilliant. I am I am just really impressed by how adding just the simple element of competition to a game that is so old, and they haven't changed any of the mechanics. Even like the one or two bugs that I know about are still in there, um, and just adding that competitive element uh, is enough of a drive to get me to try to learn how to exploit stuff on levels that I just breezed past once I got good enough at them. You know, you develop your particular route through it, and now I'm thinking about the game as a technical object and how to strategize and metagame. It's really cool how that game can be that versatile. There's this one little trick that comes in handy sometimes if you land on a mushroom or a flower.
Accept your fate. Become the sacrifice. Yai.
Ritual pusher. Hey kid, you want some rituals? Jeez, dude. That is a crime in all 50 states. Cannot try to get kids hooked on rituals. But yeah, if you land on a mushroom or a fire flower, let go of your jump button and then press your jump button really quickly while the transformation animation is happening. If you hold down your jump button, regardless of where Mario's feet are positioned, he'll jump up, so you can basically get a midair jump out of it. It only comes in handy every so often, but it can be useful if you are in a pinch, like need to chase one down a hole, or are in midair and need to jump over something that's like right in front of you. You can get a free midair jump out of that and hop over something. Yeah, I read that on the back of a box of Nintendo Power cereal when I was a boy. And
The twins that will become the sacrifice have returned.
ah! Dude is like right there in my face. Ah, come on, fella. Oh man, I hate the ones that teleport. Okay, he's trying to attack Mayu. He's not even going after me. Gotcha. Yeah. I've got to hand it to them. They've done a much better job of localizing the English in this one. It sounds much better. Ah, I knocked him into a wall. I really want like an escort, a Leon and Ashley escort beckon command, so I can tell her to come here or to stay where she is. Oh, there you are. Hi. I just need like one more bit of chip damage and I can be done with this guy. There we go.
The destiny of the sacrifice. The destiny.
Mayu is internalizing her fate here. The Disney Vault method Nintendo is going with, though, Mario 3D All-Stars with a limited release, Mario 35 as well. Yeah, I can appreciate the origami crane value of that. You know, make something beautiful and then destroy it. So part of me can appreciate it from that standpoint, but I also wish these things were around forever as somebody who's kind of an archivist myself. Especially a game like Mario 35, which is just objectively so good. I really hope that that lasts longer than just like March or whenever it is they're thinking about ending it. The malice coming from the blank is getting stronger. It's interesting they maintain the taboo around the name of whatever it is. And it's also interesting that I'm guessing that little asterisk as the stand-in character might be just like a typing holdover from Japanese, which more easily makes that substitution of a single character for an absent word. Because that particular substitution seems very idiosyncratic to this game. It's not a standard thing, which actually makes this localization more interesting and seem more authentic in a way to the otherworldliness of the ritual. Malice coming from the blank is getting stronger. I've searched, but there is no record of it getting this strong in the past. Poor harvests and deaths begun to increase. Time of repentance for Tachibana's failure to perform the ritual is drawing near. Oh, Tachibana screwed up. Playable until March 31st, yep. And yeah, Dustin, I picked up from context what you meant, so I got you. 3D All-Stars only purchasable until the same date. Oh man. Half the mourners were driven mad by the malice and jumped into the blank. We must prepare more mourners. We'll use the sinners. That sounds like a great plan. If we don't do something, the blank will overflow in a few years. I'm guessing if your saints probably didn't fit the bill, going for what is clearly the hoi polloi of ritual sacrifices probably isn't going to make the malice happier. I must use my daughters in the ritual. Sai and Yai must be cleansed for the village. Trying to get himself pumped up there at the end. Yeah, Dustin, I would think so. Probably the servers go down. They probably don't erase it off of your system. That's probably like a PT thing where they just make it unable to, you can't download it after that also. I do like the ambient chanting. Ah. Hello? Yeah, these old books make more sense for finding. Let's see. Sai and Yaya ran away with that boy. Remaining. Okay, remaining is a new category of participant in the ritual, or somebody related to it. The Kusabi calmed the blank a little, but it is still rumbling. So our folklorist friend, in fact, did die. It was not the appeasing spice they hoped. If the twins aren't brought back, the village will be swallowed by the blank. They are my daughters, I must find them. Incense burner filled with ashes on the shelf. Oh. Sorry, pardon me, NPC. Just elbowing my way through. What is this? I'm actually deathly curious what this object and its function is. How am I doing on health, incidentally? Really damn good. Okay. Pardon me. Oh yes, there's something over here that I missed. Did the ghost drop this? Oh, yes he did. There we go.
The ritual has failed. Why did Yabe run? Why did she not come back? She had. It will not work without the twins. Miss Sane. The repentance.
Oh man. It was actually kind of affecting with that groan at the end. That sort of winsome mourning groan, both for failed professional failure and also, I presume, for his lost daughters. So that's kind of neat. I'm noticing, you know, as I played this before, I thought that these were the actual objects rendered inside that little cage, but now I'm seeing it's just the same picture of the object sort of like put on there. Evening Kingdom Nut. Any more plans for further analysis videos on YouTube? Time will tell, but right now my schedule is pretty full. Those took, each one of those takes a significant investment of writing, recording, and editing. So currently my schedule doesn't allow for that level of output anymore. But you know, the option is always there. I don't ever shut any avenue off for good. There might be a day where I have a weekend free and decide, you know what, a 5-minute analysis video would be fun to do, and just drop the time on that. But the kind of longer form stuff like The Last of Us and the Metal Gear Solid stuff, probably not. My life has changed to such a degree where that's a less likely output. But thank you for asking. The paper of the lamps are covered with writing, but you can't read it. That's fascinating. There's the Japanese ghost story anthology, Kwaidan, has one of the stories in it is called Hoichi the Earless, and a kid is sanctified against being attacked by a malevolent spirit. And the way they do that is they paint, I assume they're sutras, they paint the characters of sutras all over his body from like head to toe, covering any part of them that the ghost could touch. And so I imagine there's something kind of similar here. That's how I envision that in my head, not being able to see it. Thank you, Dustin. Yeah, they took quite a bit of time. The Metal Gear Solid 3 ones in particular, because I made those with a combination of VLC, not VLC, that's the media player, Virtual Dub, Audacity, and I edited everything using frame counters. I did not have a visualizer interface until much later, which is when I did the No More Heroes stuff. So all of that was, none of that was visualized. It was all done by math. Which made it take considerably longer. But that's what you do when you want to do something for free and you don't have the resources to buy great tools. Oh, that's neat. Did that light flicker when I ran past it? Oh, that is cool. That's, that's just looping animation of the light, so it's not like there's a physical object to be affected by my passing, but they just change it up so that it looks like I'm affecting it by walking by. That's a great detail, and it's also one of the things that makes Fatal Frame 2 a little more sophisticated than the first one. Is this a door? This is not a door. I hear a Jacob Marley rattling some chains somewhere. Yeah, I went back, and I don't usually watch my old stuff very much, but I went back and looked at some of the MGS3 videos, and I enjoyed how thorough they were. I was like, yep, this is the reason why I made them, because they did not exist anywhere else. And I wanted them to. Oh, this is neat. 2 different pathways to approach this large thing. Can I tell Mayu to stay here? Maybe Mayu needs to take this other one specifically.
I wonder if this will open if stepped on. I'll stay here.
Okay, good. She's gonna do it. Evening, Iceman Dan. Forged it link by link and yard by yard, 'tis a ponderous chain. Yeah. Yeah, my favorite version of Christmas Carol is actually the Muppets Christmas Carol. That is a Christmas staple for me. That and Scrooged. Those are my favorite versions. Michael, not Crichton, that's Michael Caine does a fantastic job in the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Hurry. Mia, didn't we promise? Together always.
Winds that will become the sacrifice have returned.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my twin sister's definitely getting more possessed the deeper we go in this. And just as a general observation, the blank, which is you, that will become the sacrifice have returned, is never a good thing to hear. Good. I'm glad that one of the jump scares affected somebody first besides me, Dustin. Alistair Sim version in the 50s. That's really interesting. I'm gonna... Just one second, I'm going to actually take a note of that. That's something to follow up on. Evening roundelay. I am just taking a quick note here for the Alistair Sim Christmas Carol. Yeah, I have been consuming my share of 50s and 60s movies lately, and yeah, that sounds like that's right up my alley for my mood. Jump scare is underrated. I can deal with them when they're on a flat screen TV, but not in VR. That makes me want to punch someone. Oh, good. This is one of the keys to unlock the Kusabi's cage. Have you ever had a jump scare in VR, Dustin? Oh, wait. Did I just... I did, in fact. Oh no, what have I done? Okay. Let's try this again. Just go through this whole rigmarole of a complicated mechanism, then cavalierly just go back through the damn door. Oh no, I actually can't go back in! Oh man, I'm really glad I saved my game just now. Just gonna try this door one more time. That is a P1 progression blocker right there if I ever saw one. Yeah, game's broke. Alright. Super cool. I love finding those things. Nope. The most cursed door. Well, I'm seeing a lot of ropes, seeing a lot of winches, which tells me that this is not a good place to be. Especially in Fatal Frame. Yai is not coming back. Did she really leave Sai behind? Did she survive in the forest? If Sai is cleansed and acts as Shrine Maiden alone, the asterisk might be appeased. The records do not mention any rituals with a single Shrine Maiden, but I'll have to do. I will have to try. It's like that. Yai, why did you run? Why won't you come back? Whew, I can tell you, buddy, trying to adjust a recipe by cutting the ingredients in half does not work. Although cutting the ingredients in half in a Fatal Frame ritual might actually mean something a little more specific than I intend. Some special ritual better left unasked about. Oh, that is a well-framed door with that rope.
Everyone's calling me.
Butterfly design. Boss fight now? Once accidentally substituted sugar for salt in the cookie recipe. I can imagine that would be a god-awful first bite. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm very bad with recipes myself. That's one of the reasons why I don't like cooking. Requiring somebody to perform steps with specific discrete quantities in a specific order is not necessarily the best task to assign to an associative thinker. Well... Oh, there are two doors there. Oh wait, no, that's a symbol for a double door. Okay. I do have a shadow key. And I do have other pathways to explore, so just in case leaving here does in fact break something on a permanent basis, I'm gonna not save over this save file. That is a little unnerving, though. Did I... Which way did I come up here? How are you tonight, Randley? Okay, no, I did not come down this way. The candles are on the other side. Oh, this is just two different ways from the same place. Okay, and there's this upstairs direction. Finds the location of the spirit. You've charged one or more spirit power points. Okay. I think this is the direction I want to grow it in. Max out range first. Or... Actually, that seems like the way to go. There we go. That seems like a good allocation. The time of the ritual is coming soon. Itsuki and Mutsuki's ritual didn't work. This year it's our turn. I'm leaving the village with you. Itsuki will help us escape, and we'll be together forever like I promised. Oh, okay, so that, I'm guessing, I think, okay, that kid, the Dark Souls kid who we saw in the little house at the entrance is probably Itsuki. He was probably the elder of two twins, strangled Mutsuki. That didn't work, so he's trying to help Yae and Sae get out. Truth is, I don't want to run. As long as I can be with you, I'll follow you anywhere. Just don't leave me here alone.
I wonder if this will open if stepped on. I'll stay here.
So, Sae being the more willing of the two for the ritual, it makes sense that Miu is, Miu? Cursed one, is accepting the role of sacrifice. And I, as the proxy for Yae, am trying to get us the hell out of here. Fatal Frame Games direct sequels or an anthology. The 1 and 2 are kind of like an anthology. 3 binds them together into a shared narrative. Fatal Frame 4 appears to be independent of any of them. It precedes them chronologically, and doesn't involve any of the other characters. And the fifth, Maiden of Black Water, I haven't played. It's on Wii U. So yeah, kind of both, honestly. 1 through 3 are a package, 4 and 5 are their own things. Yeah, it is interesting. A lot of it seems to be. I mean, if it weren't for 3, it would be just kind of like the Echo Knight games, which I don't know if you played. They're the From Software gothic horror adventure games for the PS1, and well, more than just PS1. The first 2 are on PS1, and the third is on PS2, which I would love to get someday, but it's kind of a rarity. But all 3 of them kind of take the same characters and the same mechanics, and they tell a similar story, but none of them coexist in the same universe. It's not like a lineage or a sort of like reiteration of the same character through time. They're 3 separate stories that don't overlap. Oh, swimming! You beat Echo Knight. Echo Knight is great. I love Echo Knight 2. It is one of my favorite PS1 games. It never received an official translation, but there is a fan translation out there which can patch onto the game quite nicely. I also, if you want to get the gist of Echo Knight 2 without actually playing it, I actually, again, back when I had a lot more free time, put a movie version of it together that narrates the events of the game while letting you see relevant cutscenes and stuff like that, basically closing the gap between gameplay moments with the information that you find in all the files. I'll link that when I take a break here. First one is marvelous except for the gambling. Oh yeah, gambling minigames just as a whole are not my thing. Yeah, the first one is on PSN for PS3. I highly recommend it. I was wrong. It's just like Itsuki said. Monokata's teacher is going to be a blank. This. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Takemine. Takemine was Mafuyu's sensei in the first one. Monokata is the folklorist that connects these two. Okay. This has to stop. People like Mutsuki shouldn't have to die. I have to do something. A veiled priest took one of the cell keys to the rope temple. It seems Father plans to make that man a blank, even though he's Monokata's teacher. That's interesting that they blanked that one out, because I'm assuming that he became a Kusabi, which is what I assume that asterisk stands for, which they're okay saying elsewhere. I know one cell key is hidden in Father's bookshelves. To keep the blank appeased, there's only one thing to do. If we perform the Crimson Sacrifice, then people won't suffer like this.
Lock up the man who came to find out about the ritual. Let us prepare to make the Kusabi.
Gotcha.
I'll hold on to this key so that escape is impossible.
Okay. Heard something falling on this lattice. Oh man. Okay. He said, "I'll hold on to this key in case so his escape is impossible." He whispered that. I'm guessing that probably means I need to fight him. Did I pre-order a PS5? No, I did not. I find the process of clawing over people digitally and in person, or
Leave me alone again, right?
getting the latest of something on release tiresome, and so I just wait until it is more easily available. There we go. Did you? To be clear, I don't begrudge anybody for going through the effort. I'm actually really interested in the cat game that's going to come out on it, and also the PS5 Spider-Man. It's just a lot of energy to try to get something that is that rare right now. Jesus Christ! Saw the thing flutter, and that got me. Okay. so we can take the storage room and get upstairs. Oh wow, you got a direct invite through Sony. Congrats, that's awesome. Is this my way up? Yeah. Yeah, well that's, yeah, no, that actually eclipses my own concern because that's a much easier way of getting it, right?
Someone's here.
The Moonies are causing a fuss. They must be afraid of the trembling of that place. We must create the Kusabi immediately.
Oof, that's bad times for Munakata's cohort. Oh man, this door is now open. That thing was closed before. Shipping the controller next week. Oh, cool. That's very exciting. I'm excited for you. Buddha statue that was hidden in the shelves holds a tiny key in his hand. 2 bookshelves over the book. I need to scrap the wood. Even the crimson engrave the crimson butterfly to seal up blank. If there is no sacrifice, repent with a kusabi. Oh, interesting. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab some water. Here, take a quick break before I jump into this puzzle. Shipping through FedEx. Interesting. I haven't had a FedEx package. I haven't actually used FedEx in years. Or at least have not recalled. I don't recall having received one from them in a while. I think UPS is typically the way that goes. Just 1 second. Oh yeah. So here, I'm going to paste this in chat, is this ridiculous thing that I did back in, how long ago was this? 2016, October 2nd, 2016, so just a little, that's 4 years plus change. And that is the movie with commentary of Echo Knight, The Lord of Nightmares, a little known thing that I have made. So, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. here is what everybody really comes to this stream for. Quality content that I provide. Samson, my friend. Well, you are my friend. Oh. I mean, if you're going to have a cat experience, it might as well be a large cat, right? That's the large fella. Oh yeah, no, I don't, do not offer the link as a replacement for the experience if you would like to play it yourself. Highly recommend going through it yourself. It is a fun game to play, and it's got a good, it's got an interesting twist on the sort of clock tower-esque stalker gotta get away gameplay, and the story's fun to piece together, so highly recommended. Thanks, Swimming. I forgot about how to be ninja. This tutorial, how to be ninja. It's plays like some dumb thing I would have made in high school. So it pleases me to know that many, many years after the fact, I still have that touch. And I'm really glad you enjoy it. I don't know if you remember Pasaiga from our old forum, but he also mentions that to me from time to time. Oh yeah, that means we're ready to get down. We are looking for an escape route. Thank you, fair lord, for your patience and your presence. Also, good job not getting your hair in your mouth. Yeah, I love me a good gothic horror, and it's one of the reasons why I like this series. It is a gothicism from another culture. All right, let's solve a damn puzzle. Let's turn this around there. Good. What are my hints here? Engrave the crimson butterfly to seal up blank. If there is no sacrifice, repent with a kusabi. Evening, Peace. Good to see you. And yeah, thank you. I risk it all right now to solve this basic word problem. All right. So first is our Crimson Wing Tome. Next is our Disaster. Next is our Sacrifice. Ritual next is Repent. Or maybe I did that wrong. I did avoid the trap. Thank you. One of the, I know that, remember One of the instructions that I had growing up is when you read, you should just let the words make an impression directly on your brain, which over time I've been able to do, but I always just sound it out in my head, so everything is a sound first, so yeah, gotcha. Okay. Okay, the asterisk, that's probably the taboo book. Sacrifice would be twins, and nope, come back. Let's see, repent and Kusabi. Oh, okay, it's highlighting the relevant words for me. All right.
Mew? Never mind.
In this, as in many other horror scenarios, I feel that much could be avoided if there were some basic communication skills practiced. That tingling, hyper-specific sense of dread you have, directed around a door, or a ghost, or an object, share it with your friend. Our door is... I think here? Guest room. That's a euphemism. Let's see. Trying to remember the way back to the place that Munakata's friend was captured. But not this way. Don't believe I like any of this, and I've already been here, so nothing here. Right, that's that hallway where there was the body on the ground. I think it must be on the first floor. Every time I see this sort of trademark PlayStation 2, like, ice cream smooth face that's perfectly symmetrical, it always makes me think of Raiden's face from MGS2. So, as far as I'm concerned, they're all just a bunch of Raidens. I look forward to the Fatal Frame 6, where we finally get to play as, cybernetic Mio. And then really have an advantage on the ghosts. Rules of nature indeed. Okay. I think I know where the way to go back. See if it still does it. Yeah. when I was fighting the Yae and Sai's father, the priest, earlier, there was a moment where Mayu stepped into the camera frame, and I took a picture of her. It didn't register the ghost. I was actually curious to know if it would do that there as well. It looks like they take that moment out for the sake of the combat, which makes sense. Bloodstained room. And the altar room. Antechamber. But the bloodstained room is where I fought the where I fought those two ghosts at the same time. Ah, here we go, at the end of this hall. Perfect. Oh, not this way. I get that it only makes sense to... I get that it makes sense to, pardon me. Alright, hold on. Can I, get an angle on this guy, or... Alright. So... I'm gonna run forward, then turn around and run back. See if I can trigger him to move forward. Yes! Mayu, I am absolutely going to need you to take some active self-preservation here. Yes, the game is taunting me. Come at me, bro. Please run. The old sniper's trick just whips around and looks at you accusingly as you're right. It's like, why didn't you help me? It's like, oh man. You know, the one thing that is saving me is having a direct line of sight to that ghost's forehead. I'm afraid your forehead is not itself a substitution. Evening, Viper. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
If it was to come to this, we should have done the ritual.
this point, I feel that Mio could benefit from...
I knew.
benefit from a firmer sense of her own opinions and not believe every single proxy twin ghost that whispers its cursed obligation into her ear. Beneath the paper there's a doll? Oh, I see. Creepy? Yes. Reminds me of a particular feature of the haunting of Bly Manor, in fact. A couple of Buddha statues. Oh, I really got to get back and finish Sekiro. I really like the old man in that who's just like obsessively constantly carving Buddha statues. Yeah, I got about halfway through Sekiro and then I moved, and by the time I finished getting everything set up after I moved, I found that I had lost both my memory of where I was in the game and also some of my skills, and at that point I was like, you know what, maybe I better just start over, and blaze through the start of the game with my mid-game skill level, and by that point just remember it, and I haven't picked it up then for like a year and a half. Yeah, I agree, Dustin. Sekiro is great. Yes, hammer key. Man, if there's one thing that I would absolutely believe I would find in this pile of books is a map jammed inside of something. Probably full of maps. And the fact that I don't read its the fact that I don't read this language aside, this is like just fantastic for the imagination of a book lover. Oh, and there are things to read on it. Among the old, tightly packed volumes, one slightly newer one has been tucked away. 2 Shrine Maidens. Ooh, a 4-page one. We're getting some lore today. Twin Shrine Maidens are sacrificed in the Crimson Sacrifice ritual. Boys are sometimes used as well. In this case, they are called altar twins. People of this region believe that twins were once a single being which was split into 2 at birth. Ceremony is based on the belief that when the 2 bodies are reunited as one, the Shrine Maiden will gain the power of a deity. The older sister must blank blank the younger and throw her into the blank. The blank blank part must refer to the most horrible part of the ritual, probably some kind of sacrifice. That's weird that they would leave that up to euphemism, since in the opening FMV, you know, if you don't press start, you literally see what they do. The strangling part is no secret at this point. Get a sense here of both the protectors. You get a sense here of both the protectors of village history and the researching folklorist. What a strange sentence. If I take out both, you get a sense here of the researching folklorist and the protectors of village history. Yeah, that could use some polishing. See, illegible books about legends, it's like, man, that's my jam. As expected, the jailer wouldn't tell me anything, won't even say a word. It's a total reversal of the treatment I got when I came to the village. Yeah, that's a cult for you. I guess this was the real reason I was invited to the village. Cell is also used to store documents. I was able to find several important manuscripts. I will continue my research. Hellish Abyss. It is unclear how long this hole that connects our world to the underworld has existed. They say that if the cover to it is opened, it will cause a terrible disaster. This is the origin of the gate to hell folktale. As a taboo word, it is often represented in other texts as blank. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, there we go. If this were like Japanese, I imagine like that single character would stand in for a whole word. The suffering of the sacrifice is used to seal the hellish abyss. Oh man, that's brutal. Mourners are the guardians of the hellish abyss and are the only ones that can get near it. When the year of the ceremony comes, the mourners sew their eyes shut so they cannot glimpse the hellish abyss. Criminals and anyone that has seen the hellish abyss are also forced to become mourners. I'm seeing a through line here in terms of the rituals between the first and the second one, that there is something like blindness of some kind is required for the success of the ritual, but not blindness on behalf of the person who is of primary importance. It's about somebody who's secondary. That's the same here as in the first one. Afterwards, they lived underground, never returning to the surface. What can be so bad that looking at it is forbidden? Clearly, he's never seen Superman 64. Which I did have the pleasure of
Come on, let's get out of
playing when it was released.
Mayu!
Oh, that's bad.
No, it won't open.
What do we do?
There should be a key somewhere. I'll go look for it. Wait here, okay?
No, don't go! Stay with me.
Mayu.
You can totally fit through that.
I'll be right back.
You just promised! Don't leave me. Please, don't leave me.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, go through like that?
Don't leave me anymore.
I'll be right back. I really will. Wait just a minute, okay?
Dear sister, are you leaving me again?
That's a bad exorcist voice to hear. This is actually a pretty textured moment, because with Yai and Sai, you know, Yai leaving her sister was the cause of the whole thing in the first place. So, like, Mayu saying "stay here with me" is actually vouchsafing her destruction. It's not not keeping a protector near. That's really interesting. And yes, I mean, I was thinking, like, yeah, in a life-threatening situation, kind of tilt your shoulders like that, and kind of half. Actually, you know, we were just talking about Superman 64, but kind of halfway Superman through like that. I don't know. It does seem worth a try. And yeah, the ghost voices in this are good. They, as I mentioned earlier, they really upped the quality of the English version from the first game. Okay. So we are going to Osaka House, and I'm gonna save this game because we have accomplished much.
Don't
hell was that? Oh, God. Sounded like a child's voice saying, right there. Okay. Oh, wait. Somebody's like a child saying, "Can I come out?" Okay, to my right. Yeah. Okay. I'm totally expecting to get jumped by this child ghost in the foyer. So here's the Great Hall. Go around there. Okay. Got a ways to go. Miles to go before I sleep. God, these lighting changes are freaky. It's very effective. Oh, weird. I thought the Osaka house was, Oh, there's a hammer key. That's right. A hammer key probably gets me out. Was that here? I think it was there. Okay. So... Oh wow, they really put my next destination right next to me and I completely went a circle around the other way. Thank you, game designers. It's interesting, the music, the tension in the music actually drops when you go into other areas of the house that are not necessary for the progression, and the child's voice taunting me goes away also. Wrong way. Which is a good way to signal how close I am to where I need to go. I'm also used to games just putting the atmosphere in, you know, narrative danger moment mood or mode, and having that urgency follow you everywhere regardless of how imminent it is. Yep, there we go. No, 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 I'm very unhappy about this. Kind of a Bobby Hill ghost. Ah! I think I missed that shot. Ah! Oh no, 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 no. This is brutal. They show up and they're not necessarily going to attack me, and so I can't attack them. No. I mean, in retrospect, it seems obvious that that would happen, but nothing's happening, so I thought I would give it a try. Come on, rush me. Or just let me attack you at all. There we go. thank God. Like, I absolutely need you to attack me so I can attack you. Alright, let's heal up after that. Okay, downstairs it is. Hopefully that door will let me back into it. It did bug out and kick me out the last time I left. I generally like the combat updates that they did. The camera functionality is neat. The fact that your damage is actually based on proximity and not charge, that makes it scarier and creepier. And also the little fatal frame blinky thing that gives you a chance to combo. That's all good. The only thing I am not keen on is the fact that the ghosts have such a long period of invulnerability, because it does kind of deflate the tension in a fight like that last one where you're just sort of waiting. Okay. Maybe it is upstairs. Though maybe I could also adjust my own rhythms and my own expectation. I do like a solid action game, so maybe changing my frame of reference to a pace that is more like this game's would enable me to enjoy that more. I still think I'm right. Okay. This is... Man, what do I do? Oh, that's just a dead end. That's no way out at all. The underground cellar. Okay. How do I get down there? Okay. Seems connected to these staircases, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Again. Okay. So is there a way over here? Warehouse hallway. That's it. Okay, got it. Got it, got it, got it. Having poked in every possible direction I could explore, and having found all of the doors that I absolutely have no keys to, I have now found my way forward. That's interesting that there is that whole encounter with those kids that apparently is not actually in my way of progressing. Wonder if they put that miniature encounter there specifically for people who are exploring and don't have in mind exactly where they should go. Oh, God. Oh, thank you. Nice. I think this is the first ghost, the same one that attacked me crawling out of the kimono box. Yeah, man. Wells. It seems obvious that, like, a well would have a threatening aura because you can't see what's down there at the bottom, and that always provokes the imagination. But just over the course of history, a lot of people must have fallen down wells. Just so many ghosts haunting those damn things. Put up a rail. There we go. That's it. Ooh, spooky. Oh, this put me out in the courtyard. Nice. Oh man, the last time I took a picture of something innocent seeming out here, it attacked me in a major way. Okay. That's probably the inert, pacified version of the woman I fought before. Yep. Or it's just something else. Alright. Gotta wait till I get the little blinker. See if I can combo her. Panicked. Oh no, I don't like it. No, sir. No, thank you. Just too late. Please be it. Oh, thank God. That was it, right? Okay. Jesus. See if I can upgrade my camera yet. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so Osaka House is our destination. All Gods Village, Kiryu Tachibana. Tachibana was the name of the person who screwed up the previous ritual, which required Yai and Sai's sacrifice. Actually, there's a little alcove over here. Let's see if this has anything for me. In fact, it is inaccessible. That's interesting. Looks like a little wooden plate on the ground. Weird. There are other places too. Little lines like that just catch the light. Oh man. being just happening to be around ghosts that are out doing their business is pretty scary. Oh, the Osaka house. That's the very first house I entered. Oh, great. Wonder what our...
It's our fault. Right away.
Dark Souls boy has to say for himself now. Actually, that looks like where this ghost is going.
We should have done that, Joel.
Evening, Dreambalm. It's good to see you. Yai, why did you leave by yourself? It's our fault that this is happening to Itsuki. You promised we'd always be together. How are you tonight, Dreambalm?
Come back now. Don't leave me alone. It's dark here. I don't want to be alone. Yai. Yai.
So, looks like this is... Fluorite is Sai's particular crystal.
I want to see Itsuki. And say I'm sorry. It's all our fault. If we hadn't run away, Itsuki and the others didn't have to be this way.
I hear her talking about Itsuki, and she's talking about things from Sai's perspective, indicating the increasing possession. But what strikes me as particularly interesting about that is there's a kind of a singing in the background that almost sounds like a radio song, less than like chanting. First stream you call waking up early rather than staying up late. Well, congratulations. I hope that it was a restful waking up early, and not so much a got up and can't go back to sleep experience. Can I replay that Mayu's Charm? Yeah, of course. 1 second, let me get this save.
I want to see Itsuki. And say I'm sorry. It's all our fault. If we hadn't run away, Itsuki and the others didn't have to be this way.
Yeah, I think what leads me to think that is there's something more melodic about the music that was playing in the background, rather than sort of the meditative chanting that I'm used to hearing in a lot of the ritualistic music that they play in this game. thought it was religious chants at first. Huh.
Come here, Yae.
Oh boy. Possibly Islamic, but not certain anymore. Interesting. Yeah, that I think it does. At least there is something that departs from the Buddhist chanting that you usually hear in the background of the environments, the haunted environments here. Keep the Osaka house. Break the pinwheel seal to get to the basement of that house. Search the family altar. It has some kind of mechanism. Make all 4 sections of the pinwheel the same color.
Don't give up. We can get out.
Much more upbeat than a standard Dark Souls dejected prisoner. Yes, you're right, Viper. I found the Crimson Butterfly. We can leave now. Oh, neat. Only once does that recognize it as a special ghost. Ugh. Oh, okay. That was the storage room exit. And this is... I wonder what that writing on the right side says. As Miyu wandered around the village looking for the lost Mayu, she came across a white-haired boy locked up in a storehouse cell. A boy called Mio Yae urged her inside to get out of the village. Interesting. Taking that picture seems to have unlocked that little bit of lore. Oh, hello, silverfish. Nope. Goodbye, silverfish. That parting ended with one more silverfish being alive than I would have preferred, but here we are. How much better is this game to 1? It's significantly better. That's hard to say, because 1 really is a great experience on its own, and to say that this is better, I think maybe does throw that under the bus a little more than it deserves. Visually, technically, and just in terms of overall production values, this game is definitely better. The localization is much stronger. The combat has been refined, the controls are better, and the environment is more broadly, richly realized. That said, Fatal Frame 1 is absolutely an experience that I would always recommend alongside this one. I think Fatal Frame 2 best captures what Fatal Frame the series is about, though. So I really think, in my experience with 4 out of the 5 games in the series, this is the one that I would recommend if you wanted to know what is Fatal Frame. Alright, so this is my target. Okay. This is the wall. This is the family altar. Yes, they did increase. They did up the fixed camera skills. Oh boy. Alright, so I'm guessing the same colors have to touch. Close. Yeah, the dramatic presentation. The presentation is more dramatic overall. Combat is different. One thing I would have had them change, but overall better. All right. Gotcha. Oh, fantastic. Not fine with this. Oh, that's Munakata's teacher. I'm glad to see that he made it a little ways out. Prehnite. I have never seen that word before.
Somebody, please find me. I don't want to be alone. I'm here. I'm here. Somebody. Somebody.
Prehnite. If you're looking it up, I'm very curious to know what that is. Finding these stone mirrors and not being able to grab them because your inventory is already full. What? I don't believe I like that sound. Yeah, finding the stone mirrors makes you feel good because you assume that by this point the designers expected you to have used your last one. Yeah, I didn't like that sound. It's absolutely traversable. these must be the witnesses, mourners, the ones who were blinded. Okay, he can chain combo me. Okay. For those guys, I think I'm fine just taking the critical hit, not going for the chain. Oh, snap, film reel. Anything in these jars? A mineral rock out of calcium and aluminum. Interesting. I'm curious where I'm curious where that forms. Like what sort of environment that forms in. Where am I going here? Oh wow. That's a golden gun right there. No! Ah! No, I don't know where you are! Ah. Flinched too soon. Oh! I thought it would give me that window of opportunity sooner, but apparently I have to be far enough away from her for that to kick in. Everywhere where there are magma rocks, so on every continent. Interesting. Oh, there you are. Yeah. No, no, turn around, turn around. No, 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 no. Oh, thank God. Here. There. It's because of the contrast with the environment. It's quite frightening to see somebody in modern clothes walking around as a ghost in this environment. Jesus. Spiritual gemstones and rocks in movie is in games. Interested. Spiritual gemstones and rocks IRL. Not interested. That's funny. Yeah, the properties of whatever specific properties are assigned to crystals. I've looked at literature about that, and things like constellations, astrology, things like that, they're connected to stories and myths and figures that I already know and understand and have a frame of reference for. But the kind of lore surrounding rocks and stones and their meanings, I just have a very hard time retaining. Damn it. And whenever I look at that stuff, it always seems like the values or purposes assigned to them are somewhat arbitrary, but I'm also aware enough to know that, and this is not speaking anything to their efficacy, that's not what I'm talking about, just in terms of like how those values are assigned to them. There might be some internal system with its own logic that helps people who care about this sort of thing make sense of it. I don't keep gemstones myself, to be clear, but just thinking about it from the point of view of somebody who can kind of keep those associations in mind. Because when you get to reading about it, it is awfully detailed. Alright. Let's rescue that cursed sister of ours. Perfect. Oh, many of them. Get back, fellas. Yeah! Go, 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 go! Gotcha. Oh, I want to see that doubled up death animation. Yeah. That is what I'm here for. Those ghosts, regardless of their aggressiveness, are fine. But I just don't like the ones that teleport. Learning amethyst is a form of quartz. Fell to a quartz hole. I used to love collecting quartz when I was a kid. All right. Let's do this. Actually, a quartz hole might be a real thing. A pit lined with quartz. Cursed, erratically wandering sister isn't here. I'm not surprised. Something is written on the wall. It says, "Run," and "Are you going to leave me again?" in Japanese. What a weird thing to put in your localization. Itsuki, I'm so sorry. I want to see you and tell you how sorry I am. I'm sorry about Chizose too. That's a character we have not been introduced to yet.
You two go on by yourselves. Don't look back. Left our sister to die. Yai will come back for me. She will.
Suki. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is that the main drag that, Huh. Looks like the main street. So I guess I'm headed back out the mansion. And we've got our flashlight back. Excellent. So, let's see. It is about 9:51 right now. I think it would be fun as a palate cleanser, and also breaking with the spirit of the holiday, to play something that's a little more bright, hoppy, and action-oriented. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stream for a little bit here, and I'm going to bring in the Switch, and I think I'm going to play some Mario 35 for a little bit, and do a couple of rounds for that before calling it a night. So, hold on 1 second. So yeah, give me about, I want to say, 5 minutes here to get that set up, and we'll be right back.